As the dust settles on the axel rudakubana story, it still ignites profound debate about the efficacious nature of systems like Prevent and the balance between security and freedom. Prevent is UK's counter-extremism program. It was designed to identify individuals vulnerable to radicalisation, yet in Rudakubana's case, it's repeatedly failed, 3 times apparently, despite clear warning signs. His violent tendencies, the possession of an Al Qaeda manual, the production of ricin. Rudakubana was referred to Prevent 3 times, starting at the age of 13, with escalating concerns about his fixation on violence. And this decision reflects a broader issue within the program, its tendency to narrowly focus on overt terrorism-related ideologies while overlooking other forms of extremism or violent intent. And what is its purpose? Is its purpose to educate and to reform, or is its purpose simply to identify and monitor, or is its purpose simply to record? In stark contrast, Jacob Rees-Mogg revealed that he was once monitored by Prevent for tweeting something they didn't like. Such misplaced focus on political figures like Rees-Mogg, who pose no tangible threat, underscores how resources are often squandered on controlling narratives rather than addressing genuine danger, on authority, on control, rather than supporting and protecting the public. This scenario evokes comparison to Minority Report, doesn't it, where future crimes are preemptively punished based on predictions rather than actions. And the film's central criticism applies here. Knowing someone harbours dangerous thoughts does not mean they can or should be stopped without evidence of criminal action. While Rudakubana's case demonstrates the catastrophic cost of underestimating warning signs, the monitoring of individuals like Rees-Mogg highlights the danger of overreach where freedom of speech and dissent are put at risk. Rudakubana's case reveals failures in the system across numerous agencies. His exclusion from school for carrying a knife and the subsequent attack with a hockey stick were clear markers of escalating violence in the young boy. Yet intervention was limited to reactive measures. And despite multiple police visits to his home and the possession of ricin and a terrorist manual, he was not flagged as a significant threat. And efforts weren't made to educate him and to reform him. What is the Prevent program for? The program's criteria for intervention appear too rigid, dismissing individuals like Rudakubana despite glaring red flags. Meanwhile, the authorities' denial of terror-related motives, despite compelling evidence, has fueled public distrust and has been ramped up by people like Farage and Tice and Robinson. The lack of transparency, coupled with the misallocation of Prevent's focus, erodes faith, surely, in institutions designed to protect us. The surveillance of individuals like Rees-Mogg exemplifies a troubling trend where systems intended to counter extremism become tools for political and ideological control. This not only diverts resources from genuine threats, but also stifles free expression, an essential pillar of any democracy. Rudakubana's horrific actions and the missteps leading up to them highlight the need for reform. And Prevent must expand its scope to address broader patterns of dangerous behaviour while maintaining clearer boundaries to prevent misuse. As a society, we need to strike a delicate and a careful balance, safeguarding security without sacrificing freedom. And the Southport tragedy and the absurdity of Rees-Mogg's Prevent monitoring serve as stark reminders and as the two, or almost as the gateways to an examination into this programme. Two bookends. When systems falter, whether through negligence or overreach, they fail to protect, leaving communities vulnerable and liberties compromised. Reform is not just a necessity, it's a moral imperative. And simply because we've got programs like Prevent lurking around in the background doesn't mean that they are efficacious, doesn't mean that they're actually doing their job. Clearly, in this case, Prevent is spending more time monitoring what MPs are twittering than actually keeping us safe from maniacs and people who have mad obsessions. Because be in no doubt, Axel Rudakubana has not behaved in a sane, rational way. He was interested in something, he was obsessed by something, he is possessed by a sort of madness. Now, in the Middle Ages, people would have had words for that. Today, we don't. But we should have, we have a program designed to identify when a crazy interest becomes an obsession and becomes a danger. And yet, Prevent is more interested in what our MPs are twittering than what it knows about people who are dangerously on the edge of causing harm to themselves and causing serious harm to others. This is a failure of our system.